What is happening, you guys? Welcome back to the Tuesday Tune-Up. This is J.M. Ryerson on the Let's Go Win podcast. And I just had our guest. I just saw him and we were talking and technical difficulties. And if we don't start this thing on time, it doesn't happen. So here we are. And it's interesting because we are talking about how to show up authentically in sales and entrepreneurship. And that's what we're going to do. You are going to get the authentic me, and we're going to show the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I think it's a good lesson for anybody that's going into sales, that's going into be an entrepreneur. When it comes to finding real success, it is your authentic self that no question is the most powerful being that you have. And the best example I can give you is my own personal story. The first company and about a half, because the first company and then into my second company, I used to have to look a certain way and sound a certain way, or at least that's what I thought. I had to be buttoned up in a suit and tie, and I had to say it this way and had to do this. And I don't know where I learned that I had to do any of these things because it was wrong. And we grew, and I've talked about this a little bit before, but we grew at about 15%. Okay. Every year the company would grow, but at what cost? And the cost was my wife and I were legitimately, we were separated for a year, almost divorced. I'm losing my family. My health is not well. And it was not because I'm wearing the suit and tie. That's not the point. It was because it took so much work to show up as somebody that's not just me. And I remember thinking, gosh, I have to be this guy to be a great leader. Well, the truth is I was an okay leader until I figured out, you know what the best leader is? It's me. It's just this kid from Montana that I love openly. When I hug you, you're gonna feel all the way through. When when I feel like crying, I'm gonna cry. When I feel like hollering, I'm gonna holler. But that was the strength. But I hid that for so long, and I see people do it all the time because they heard in some business class to fake it till you make it, or some of the other generic ones that you know rise and grind, and some of these things are, yeah, they're one liners, but it's not truly living. And it's really not all that powerful in business because people see right through it. When you show up inauthentically, they can feel it. They can see it on your face. They can feel it in your words. And the moment that I decided that I was going to truly just show up as JM, which was here I am, the good, the bad, the ugly. This way, whether you like it or you don't, this is what you got. And if I didn't know the answer to the question, you know what I said? That's a great question. I don't know. Or if I did, I would answer the question. Or if I didn't, you know what? I don't know, but I'll find out for you. The moment I accepted the fact that as a leader, I didn't have all the answers, and by the way, that's a really boring way to be a leader anyway. It's pretty ineffective to think that anybody has all the answers. That I did want help from others because again, I want to be surrounded by people that are more gifted than I. That is truly my what I try to do as a leader today. The moment I let all of that go, now we really started growing. We were growing at uh, 22% year over year. Now, here's the difference. I was spending far less time. My health improved. My relationships got whole. Everything became easier, and I didn't have to look a certain way. So I wasn't spending any energy doing that. I just got to be me. And when you take off that mask, man, when you just take it all off and you say, here I am, it's so freeing. And I know that can be a scary place to be because you're really putting yourself out there in a vulnerable state to say, here I am. Here's the faults. And I know that can be scary, but if you do it one time, you'll feel how much easier it is. And you'll feel so much strength, because think of all the energy that you're wasting on looking this way, on trying to sound this way, on whatever perception that is just not you. That doesn't mean don't get better. Look, I have a growth mindset on a daily basis. I am trying to get better at leadership, at speaking, at doing a podcast. I'm always working on getting better. So I'm willing to get that feedback, but it's also being my authentic self to say, you know what? Maybe I'm not great at that. And I'm going to own that. I'm going to own where I'm at today. I'm really good at it. I'm not so good at it. I could improve in that way. And that's when it really becomes fun, because I now will ask for feedback. In the past, I said, hey, give me feedback. And I would hear it and it would sting, and I wouldn't really hear it. It was just words, and I might even get defensive. Now, if you give me feedback, if somebody were to hop on right now and be like, this is what you could be doing better, you know what I'm going to say? Thank you. Because it actually is that feedback that is allowing me to get better in whatever hat I'm wearing, as a father, as a husband, as a speaker, as an employer, as a business owner. The people that are willing to say, you know, where you could get better, it's this, that, and the other. And being open to that feedback, vulnerable enough to say, I'm not great at everything, I can get better. And thank you for that feedback. So I will hopefully get this guest on again, because I'm truly interested for him in sales, how he's seen it show up in his authenticity when he is truly his authentic self, how much better that is. But I will just tell you that it's freeing, it's easier. You have more energy when you're just showing up as you, the best version of you. And I don't think I can say that enough, as I have it right over this shoulder, the other shoulder, show up as you. That's what that means, is just to be you, because it's beautiful. You have, if your intentions are pure and you want to help the world become a little bit better place, it will be received well. And if people don't, that's okay, because there's 8 billion people on this planet. And I promise a vast majority of them will want to be around you. And there's some that won't. And that's cool too. So anyway, I hope that you guys heard this message, which is be your authentic self, show up as you, truly let your guard down, because that's the strength that you have. It'll create more energy. It's lasting, and it's really easy. So until next time, you guys, make sure to share this. This is a subject that's so close to my heart, and I want people to really embrace who they are. I want them to find that freedom and that joy by being their authentic self. So make sure to share this episode, subscribe to the podcast, and please let me know if there's other subjects you'd like to hear on as well. So until next time, remember, your mindset matters. Show up as you. You are an amazing human being. You don't need be anybody but yourself, because that is an absolute joy to show the world. So I appreciate y'all. We'll talk to you then. Thank you so much for listening. If this content is delivering value to you, please make sure to subscribe, rate, and review us. That helps us build this community, and that is what we are all about. Building this community as big as we can, helping as many people as we can, and deliver as much value as possible. Be sure to head over to letsgowinpodcast.com for information on my coaching courses, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn at Let's Go Win 365. Let's go win and transcend in life.
This is the Let's Go Win podcast with your host, J.M. Ryerson.